Good morning, audience. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Sophia, responsible for curating learning events at Spectrum. So we're located at Duo Tower, Bugis, Singapore. Spectrum is focused on a learning culture. So we offer a place for you to work from at our premium shared workspaces and to carry out your meetings and events all at one place. We also provide the connections to expand businesses. So today's webinar is on inner leadership, the secret that prevents you from achieving your goal. So initially we wanted to do this as a breakfast roundtable where you can see Laurent in the flesh, but here we are today at a webinar. So before we start, let me ask you this question through a poll. All right, please put in your answers here. Is everyone able to see? Great, okay, we have the votes coming through. Let's give a few more seconds, come on. Great, okay. Majority of you says, I have this goal that somehow I've been struggling to achieve. Okay, let me end this poll. Right, so interesting results we got there, Laurent. So let me introduce you to today's esteemed speaker. He's Laurent Fontaine, Senior L&D Consultant, Training Expert, and Holistic Coach. Laurent has over 20 years of business experience with a focus on people's learning and development for the last 16 years, both externally and internally. His expertise is in behavioral skills, from leadership, management, customer relationships, communication, public speaking, sales, coaching, mentoring, train the trainer, team building to personal work around finding one's purpose, inspiring others, uncovering one's belief system, and setting up empowering beliefs. Laurent has worked with corporate clients such as BNP Paribas, Societe Generale, Accor, Booking.com, Experian, amongst others. So audience, I will urge you to post your questions, take this opportunity and post these questions onto the platform here. So they'll be addressed after Laurent has his presentation during the Q&A session. So without further ado, let's welcome Laurent, and over to you, Laurent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. So I'm just going to say a few words. I don't want to say too much about, from what you just said, Sophia, about my background. Because definitely if you want to know more, you can check out my LinkedIn profile. There is quite a lot over there. And I really want to focus on today's topic. So I just would add that, as you can notice from my accent, I'm French and I have Vietnamese heritage. I've been living in Singapore for about 8 years now with my wife and my 2 boys. What I would like to share though is actually this dream that I have. And that actually it's I would say it's deeply rooted belief that if we are our best self and if we are able to showing up at our best, then we will be able to make our world a great place for ourselves and for the generations to come. And so that's why for the last 21 years I've been serving and supporting people personally and professionally towards their best self. And I do that, as Sophia mentioned, through holistic coaching, to training, specialized on behavioral skills. And I do keynote speaking and also consulting in learning and development. All right. So today, I have a very ambitious objective. It's to get you closer to one of your dreams or one of your goals. And what we are going to do is to surface and remove at least one of the roadblocks. And so there was actually a requirement really to have this and to bring it. So we are going to go fast and go deep because we have less than 1 hour into personal development. It's not really a common topic for like a Thursday morning at 9:30-ish a.m. So I'm really happy and really grateful that you are taking this time to invest in yourself. Okay, so are you ready? I really hope you are. Would you mind dropping in the Q&A session if you are fully awake, present, if you are in, and if you are keen to learn something, hopefully life-changing? Can you drop a few comments? Yes, thank you so much. Brilliant. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ready? Okay, let's dive in. So this one is something special to me, but for those who, like me, love movies and watch this one, you will recognize a reference here to The Matrix, because I guess one of my secret dreams is to be a bit like Morpheus and take you out of the Matrix for a short while, and then you will decide if you want to go back in or if you want to free yourself. All right, we'll talk about this later. But for now, as I mentioned, one of the requirements really for you to join is actually to have something you have been struggling with. All right, because if you have not, to be honest, you don't need to be here. And so please, can you put in the Q&A section here one goal, aspiration, or dream? It can be professional, but also it can be personal, that you have been struggling with to achieve, to fulfill. So it will give me a sense of basically what you are looking for, and it will help me also to find examples that can be related to those. Okay, just for information, what you are putting in a Q&A, if I understand correctly, Sophia, please correct me, the other participants cannot see. Only Sophia and myself can see. So at least you have some here, some anonymity if you wish. Okay, so please write down here in the Q&A a few, again, goals or dreams that you have and that you've been struggling with. Okay.
Laurent, there are
Yes.
some of our audience as well who post on the chat. So 2 platforms. Yeah, so
okay.
people are keen to put on chat as well. So that's
okay, because I cannot see the chat from here. Yeah, I cannot see the chat, so you have to help me there. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. It's here. Okay. 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 So I have a few. Properly. So reserve my thoughts and opinion until I have properly heard others and not get caught in the moment with emotions. Okay. Self-confidence. So I'm going to take maybe a few notes here. Self-confidence. Holding back a little bit here. Thank you for this. Anything else? And the chat. So can we ask maybe if whatever you post to put it in the Q&A section, it will be easier. So we don't have to kind of go in between. So from now on, please post any of your answers in the Q&A. And if you cannot see the Q&A section, just let us know. Let Sophia know, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so thoughts, opinion, get a better job. Okay. Diversifying investment. Very nice. Thank you for that. Investment portfolio. Be more transparent. Transparency. Thank you so much. Communication. Effective communication. Managing work from home. Brilliant. Ooh, find my superpower. Okay, that's interesting one too. Thank you so much. Wow, financial goals. Brilliant. Thank you so much. All right. So again, that will help me to give examples that are more related to yours as much as possible. And at the end, we still have a Q&A where also we can take things a bit further, more customized to you all. So thank you for this. All right. So can you say that? Okay. All right. Oops. Okay. So there will be a theme in today's discussion, and that will be around icebergs. All right, icebergs, and also you can see this tugboat that is trying to move the iceberg. All right, so let me explain here the image. All right, so let's imagine that you are here, okay, and basically your dream, your aspiration, your goal is the destination, is the ending point. This is what you expect. This is your yes, your destination. So what we tend to do more in the corporate world, or more let's say normal daily life, we look at our current behaviors, okay, and then we try to bridge the gap through, let's say, for example, typically training or knowledge transfer, okay, and that's fine. Now, what people don't realize is that those behaviors are actually driven by our thoughts and our emotions, okay? And those thoughts and emotions are actually driven by our beliefs. And we have this tendency to, I call it, the difference between inner leadership and outer leadership. When you are focusing on outer leadership, you actually look more for mastering the environment and getting more control and skills and knowledge to handle what's going on out there. But people don't really invest in the inner world, in their inner leadership. And so what we are going to do today is really dive in around what's going on under the surface, at the thought level, emotion level, and more specifically at the belief level. Okay, so just to give you also an example on how those beliefs really influence our whole life. You've probably heard about this expression, self-fulfilling prophecy, or belief confirmation. So let me give you a very very clear example on today's webinar. So option A, if you believe that this webinar is going to be okay. So in terms of, let's say maybe thoughts, it's like, thoughts that could come up is like, hey, who is this French dude anyway? He didn't really introduce himself. Or, that was very weird what he talked about to Matrix. I don't even know what it is. And in terms of emotions, maybe boredom is going to come, or restlessness, or tiredness, because still, morning. And so in terms of behaviors, then maybe you'll be starting to check your emails, your WhatsApp, maybe watch at, I don't know, read your news or things like this. And so at the end, you're not going to learn really anything because you are half there. So at the end, it was okay. It was okay, lah, as we see here. All right. So basically, you had the belief that it was going to be okay. And when you go through emotions, thoughts, behavior, and outcome, actually, it was just okay. Now, option B, if you believe that it is going to be a great webinar, so in terms of emotions, you're excited, you're open, you're keen to learn. In terms of thoughts, that's things like, I wonder what's the secret is about, or oh, I love neuroscience, and so yeah, always something interesting to learn about neurosciences. And so in terms of behaviors, then you'll be taking notes, you'll be putting away distractions, and so probably at the end, you are going to have a great time, and you're going to think, yeah, that was a great webinar. Okay, so again, very daily example of how our beliefs actually really influence our experience of life. All right, so now the question to ask yourself is, well, what happened when your beliefs are not aligned with your goals? So if I play around here, let me try if it works. So if your goal is here, okay, and basically you are trying to move that direction, okay, but your beliefs, it's like the undercurrents are going that direction, then you have a problem, or will take you a while. All right. Sometimes people call this when, let's say, you have a goal, or you have, yes, a goal or a dream, but your beliefs are actually not aligned. Basically, you end up self-sabotaging. Okay. So let me give you 3 examples of self-sabotage when beliefs are not aligned with the goal. Okay. So I will give you a category of three categories. One is general. Okay. So let's say your goal is to lose weight. Okay. So behaviors, you need to go to the gym, you need to go on a special diet. Okay. But maybe emotions can come up like fear, boredom, thoughts can be, it takes so long, or my friend tried and 6 months later, actually, he went back to the original weight. And then when you go down, you actually realize that beliefs can be around, oh, actually, I'm not worthy of love and attention. Or looking, skinny is actually not attractive. So you have one goal that is losing weight, but you have beliefs that actually go the opposite direction. Personally, I give you also an example of my own journey. So I have this goal. I had this goal. Well, actually, I had this goal, but change it slightly differently to be financially free. Okay, so that was very clear. So in terms of behaviors, I took some courses about investment, about trading. I started to actually do this, and then the fear of losing, of being a failure, started to come up. And then I had thoughts around, oh my God, if I screw up, my wife is going to divorce me. And then when I really went down to the belief at the belief level, then I realized that actually I had this belief that the only way to make money is actually to work hard at my job. Okay, so again, one very clear, conscious goal. But if the beliefs are going the other direction, then actually it's not sustainable, or you actually really struggle to get to your goal. And one last example, more related to leadership and to some of my clients. It's I had this client of mine who wanted to be promoted, and it's probably related to someone that says here, to have a better job, to move up on the ladder. And so he was aiming for APAC finance director. So in terms of behavior, what came up from the development plan was to be more, to have more executive presence. We talk about this, or to be more visible in his organization. But when we started to, go deep and go under the surface, then we realized that thoughts around, I'm not sure if I'm ready, and actually, I'm not really comfortable, and I don't really like politics. And at the emotional level, there was things related to, the fear of being perceived as arrogant, as showing off. And so when we went really, really deep into the belief system, then we realized that actually the belief was, I must stay humble. All right. And I'm not a leader. So then again, you have a very clear goal at conscious mind, but then you realize when you do this inner work that there are beliefs, that might be beliefs that actually, again, are not aligned. All right. And so you end up struggling, self-sabotaging, and not basically reaching your goal. Okay. So I hope it's clear. In the time, please drop your questions, and then we will end that later. Okay. So again, here, I would like you to really realize that our beliefs really run the show. They rule our lives, and we don't even know it. Okay. To illustrate, I actually like this. Let me stop this. clear. Okay. And move. Okay. I love this quote. Oh. How do you clear this? Okay, I love this quote from Oprah that says, "You become what you believe." And she adds, not, not what you wish or want, but truly what you believe. So whenever you are, wherever you are in life, look at your beliefs because they put you here or there. Okay, and let you kind of think. Let this quote sink in. I think it's very critical for us to surface those beliefs. Okay, and so there are plenty ways actually to do that. There are techniques and modalities out there, plenty. It can go from 2 techniques that I'm going to share today, but also some modalities. They are called energy psychology modalities like hypnosis or theta healing or psyche. Or EMDR or body talk. There are plenty out there, but today, for the time we have, I'm just going to share 2 techniques to still help you uncover some of those roadblocks and beliefs. All right, so the first technique that I would like to share with you is actually to look at the benefits that you are getting from not achieving your goal. I repeat, I would like you to think about, and then you can drop in the Q&A, the one that came up with you, what are the benefits? So think about your goal and the fact you are not achieving it. Okay? And now really connect and feel what could be the benefits that you are getting from not achieving it. Sometimes it's called secondary gains. Okay, so while you think about this, I'm going to give you a few examples just so you get a sense of what we are looking for here. So if I take again my example of losing weight, maybe a benefit of not losing weight is that I keep my circle of friends, or that I stay unique because I look like this. One extreme example I can give you of secondary gains is I'm sick, okay? Let's say I have an illness, all right? And I wish, or my goal is to be healthy. But when I think about the benefits, and that happened to some clients, is that being still sick, remaining sick, or with this illness, actually gets me to get attention, love, and care from my friends, from my family, maybe from my husband. There is an example here from another practitioner of theta healing that shared that basically this client was remaining ill because there was a way for that person to keep her husband close to her, sorry. Okay. So again, please take the time here to think about, in your current situation, what are the benefits you are getting from not achieving your goal? Okay. I give you 2 more examples, and then I'll let you again think about this and write down. So one personal example for me about being financially free. The benefit of not becoming financially free was to stay safe, don't expose myself, and keep this image of being a hard-working husband and father who sacrificed himself for his family by working hard. Okay, that was one of my secondary gains of not being financially free. Okay, and one example related to this leadership example is another client of mine. So she was aiming to become regional HR director. Okay, that was the goal. And she was somehow, she kept failing at the last stage of the interviews. And then when we did the work, then we realized the secondary gain was actually that by not being successful in becoming regional HR manager, director, she was able to still spend time with her kids. Okay, because she knew that, of course, if she would get that position, she would have to travel. She would have to, take early calls and late calls. And so here, the secondary gain of not getting that role was actually to be able to stay and spend time with her kids. All right. So I give you 30 seconds. And please write down some of the secondary gains that you are. Thank you. So I see here, staying in my comfort zone, avoid conflict, very nice. Yes, staying comfortable in your routines. And yeah, probably keeping a more balanced work life. All right, very good. So that's one first technique. Again, if you didn't have enough time to do it now, please take this time quietly after the call. Is like, what are the benefits that you are getting for not achieving your goal? And I'm sure you will find a couple. Okay. Next is a second technique I would like to share with you. But this one, before I share this technique, I would like to kind of step back a little and share a little bit of the context about this, the origin of this technique. And it comes actually from the latest progress in finding in neuroscience. So let's go back a little bit, because here, remember, I asked you, okay, what is a goal you are struggling to achieve? And so basically ask ourselves, why do we struggle? Okay, so I see three main reasons why we struggle. Number one is because we don't know. Okay, so it's a lack of knowledge, lack of skill. So then to fix it, go and learn. Okay, knowledge, skill, that's kind of easy. Second reason why we struggle is because we can't. And we can't because we don't have the supporting or favorable environment or circumstances to be able to reach our goal. So then maybe you need to change your environment if you have some control there, or you need to maybe remove yourself from the environment. Okay. The third reason why we struggle is because we don't want. So there is a lack of motivation. Okay. But now you're going to say, well, wait a minute. If I have a goal and I'm struggling, it cannot be lack of motivation because this is my goal. So I'm by definition motivated to reach my goal. Well, here, the important nuance is that the lack of motivation is not at a conscious level. It is at a subconscious level. Let me repeat. One reason why we struggle might be because of lack of motivation, but not at a conscious level. Lack of motivation at the subconscious level. Ooh, what is this? Okay. I hope you are still there. Okay, I'm not going too fast. I'm just, mindful of time. So here, we need very quickly to define what we mean by conscious mind and subconscious mind. Okay, so let's keep it very simple. Conscious mind is basically, obviously, what you are aware of. Okay, it's above the surface, what you are conscious and aware of. By definition, conscious mind, let's keep it simple, is what is below subconsciousness. Okay, so what you are not aware about. Keep it very simple for now, anyway. Now, according to neuroscience, conscious mind, basically you will find in the conscious mind things related to thinking, to rational thinking, to logical thinking. It's also where the short-term memory is located. And from the conscious mind, you actually have what is related to willpower. That could be the subject of another webinar, but there are some amazing science around how the mind can really have us do amazing things, from healing to walking on burning coal and not being burned, or taking ice bath and not being, shivering after a while. So, but that's another topic. I'm getting too excited. Then in the subconscious mind, and what we put there, basically, it's anything else that is related to beliefs, to long-term memory, to our programming, our defense mechanism, our emotions, our values, intuition, fears, everything else, basically. All right. Again, I could spend hours on this, but I want to move forward to actually the technique I want to share related to this conscious and subconscious mind. All right. So just one more piece of knowledge here about the conscious mind and the neuroscience. So where is the subconscious mind, let's say, located or operating from? So you probably heard that, but basically there are three parts in the brain. You have different ways to look at the brain, cut it and slice it differently, but I'm going to use this one. So originally, what we call actually the reptilian brain, another name is the reflex brain, the first brain, or the survival brain, okay? This one came first, and the reptilian, because this is actually, it looks very similar to the brain that reptiles have, okay? The main function of this brain is to keep us alive. So that's why I like to call it the survival brain, okay? Now, when you look at evolution, and there is actually a discipline called evolutionary science, then from this reptilian brain, this survival brain actually developed out of this reptilian brain, the limbic brain, called also the emotional or the feeling brain. Okay, this part of the brain function is to store and to remember basically all past experiences and learn from it. So from the limbic brain, we know what is good for us, what is not good for us, okay, based on past experience. And then on top of this, over years of evolution came the cortex, neocortex, and it's called the rational or thinking brain, okay? It's like, Russian dolls, all right? Also, the nickname of the neocortex is actually called the CEO, because it is where you have the executive function of the brain, all right? So now the subconscious mind is operating from here. Oops. Okay. The subconscious mind is operating from the limbic and survival of reptilian brain. Okay, that's really important. Okay, and why is that important? So let me clear this and move to the next slide. Stop and move. So when you merge iceberg and neuroscience, basically you end up with this. I love this picture. So you have the conscious mind, okay, and it's located more from the neocortex, and you have the subconscious mind that is under the water, okay? So the conscious mind, according again to neuroscience, we spend 5% of our day being fully conscious of what's going on, okay? So we create our life and from this 5%, okay? It means that we are, according to the cognitive neuroscientist, we are there and fully conscious of what's going on and fully utilizing our conscious mind, only 5%, actually even 1%. Okay, you can see the conscious mind as being a processor, a chip that can process 50 bits of data per second. Okay, I explain also why it's relevant here. Subconscious mind, we spend, according again to neuroscience, about 95% of our day here. And this part of the brain, located in the limbic brain and the reptilian brain, is actually can process 40 million bits of data per second. Okay, so let you can think this information in. And so my question is, well, what happens when your subconscious mind is not aligned with your conscious mind? Okay, so basically you have starts a battle between a slow 40-bit chip that run maybe 5% of the time against a super fast 4 million processor chip that run 95% of the time. Okay, and then of course what happens is, if you want to, let's say, consciously reach a certain goal, but you are using this slow processor that doesn't work, you know, lots of the time, only 5% of the time, then you will have to have like extreme willpower in order to reach your goal if your subconscious mind is not aligned. So here what we're saying, it's super critical that you are able to align your subconscious mind with your conscious mind. Okay, so very quick examples also here. So if consciously you want to lose weight, okay, but at subconscious level, then you think that, or you believe that people should love you the way you are, then again you have a gap, and so you will end up probably sabotaging, self-sabotaging. If, let's say, consciously I want to be financially free, but as a subconscious level, I'm thinking, or I believe that I'm not smart enough to learn easily passive income, then again, I will end up sabotaging myself. Leadership example. So again, this, let's say, director wants to be promoted as a regional HR consciously, but as subconsciously, as a subconscious level, basically, she believes that she has to choose and sacrifice her career over her family. All right. So lots of time we struggle to achieve our goal because we are not looking at a subconscious level. So the second technique I want to share with you today is actually related to surfacing and looking at patterns. So if you want to find the belief that is in the subconscious mind, look at the pattern. Why? Because if there is a recurrent behavior, a recurrent outcome, it means that there is at least one belief that is supporting it. Okay, I repeat. If there is a recurrent, so it's a pattern, a recurrent outcome you are getting, it means that there is at least one belief in the subconscious mind that is supporting it. So you can see beliefs as programs. Now we talked about the brain as being a chip, a microprocessor chip. Beliefs are like programs that we downloaded from mostly our childhood. Okay. So what I mean by patterns, and this is something now I would like also you to do, okay, which is think about, okay, so think about your goal that you are not, or you are struggling to achieve. Look back at, you know, what has been happening so far and try to look if there is a pattern here. Okay, you can even start with 2 occurrences. Okay, 3 is even better, but probably 2 starts already being interesting and valid. Okay, I give you maybe just one, or let's say 2 examples. One is typically if you want to, yeah, somebody talked about conflict. Okay, so maybe conflict or effective communication, you have been, working on this, but each time, let's say, conflict happened, then you freeze, and maybe there is a belief here, a pattern that conflicts are not healthy, or shows that then maybe you are not good enough. Okay. Or for example, about the losing weight example, this is when, let's say, every time you start this, going to the gym or this diet, there was always a good reason that prevents you to actually go and do it. You have new project, you are overwhelmed at work, or friends need you, or you have health issue. Always a good excuse, right? But it's a pattern that shows you here that maybe losing weight is not important for you, or actually you feel like maybe you are not, lovable. For me, one pattern that I uncovered that was back, in my 20s and 30s, I wanted, to find the right partner. Okay, but I realized that somehow I was always ending up in long distance relationship that always, of course, ended up with breaking up. And so here, the belief was that if I commit in this relationship, I will lose my freedom. Okay, so please, I give you 30 seconds. Look back at your experience, at, let's say, the struggle of challenge you've been in achieving your goal, and look what patterns is appearing. And if you could drop in the Q&A section what's coming up for you, what kind of pattern do you see? And again, 2 occurrences, 3 occurrences are already a good sign. Okay, and so the question is, once you have identified this pattern, is okay, what can I learn from it? What does it say about myself and about my belief system? So what pattern are you noticing? And please, can you drop a few here in the comment section? Okay, so just gonna move forward because time is flying. Again, I'm really sorry if I'm going too fast, but just remember here, again, I invite you to do it if you don't have time here, it's going too fast, to do it right after, is to look back at your journey in trying to achieve this goal that you have, and look at what do you see as being recurrent, a pattern, and then from this pattern that you identify, look at what is the learning, what does it say about yourself and about your belief system. Okay. All right. So next is, once you have identified a belief, is how do you, a limiting belief, sorry, how do you transform it into a supporting belief, into empowering beliefs? And again, as I mentioned earlier, there are plenty of techniques and plenty of modalities that can help you do this. For now, today, I'm going to share one actually that is inspired from neuroscience, but also from tons of research that have been done on high performing individuals, okay, like athletes, like emergency rescue teams, you know, like firefighters, firemen, even medical field, also elite soldiers, Olympians. So people that perform at the highest level, but also in extreme conditions. Okay, so what they do in order to perform and reach their goals, basically, even under extreme stress, is this technique that I called SSF: see it, say it, feel it. And it inspired from a mix between the work of Mercy Peer and Tony Robbins. I will talk about it a bit later. But so the first one is see it. So it's about seeing your belief. It's about seeing your goal achieved. Okay. So when you see it, basically we're talking about visualizations, right? And so it means that by doing this, when you visualize yourself achieving your goals, or let's say having the belief that is empowering for you. So let's say I am enough, I am confident, I communicate efficiently, I communicate easily with transparency, I have superpowers. When you visualize this, then you create stronger and bigger neural pathway in your brain, okay, that allow you then to perform at the maximum speed and efficiency. Okay, there is even a famous study around basketball practice. Okay, so during 1 month study, they ask people to practice their free throw, in basketball. So one group was actually practicing every day in the field, pop, pop, pop. And one group was actually sitting somewhere and visualizing the perfect practice of free throw. Guess what the results were? The results were that the practice in the field every day led to was like what 24% improvement at the free throw. But guess what? The group that was practicing visualization, guess how much they got? Okay, 25%, actually 23%. So 24 if you practice on the field, 23, a bit less, but still very close. So again, the power of visualization is just insane. So again, that's really important. That the first part of this technique is you have to visualize, you have to see it. Okay. Second is say it. So there is this sentence that words are the power of the language of the world, the word of the mind, while emotions is the language of the body. Okay, so words have a certain frequency. Okay, some people say that actually also they have like a energy, and so they attract the same frequency and energy. It's a bit like mantras, when you say it out loud, it brings what is inside actually outside. And when you look at the typically trainings, behavioral trainings, sometimes, we do role plays. And why we do role plays is because when you say it out loud, actually it makes it more real, because otherwise you just in your head. All right. So again, those athletes, those elite soldiers or rescue teams, when they practice to be high performing, they not only visualize it, they don't only see it, but also they repeat regularly, I am self-confident. Or I'm just giving example related to the example you said, I handle conflict easily. I communicate efficiently, for example, or my portfolio is healthy, or I am smart and wise enough to invest properly. Okay, so you have to repeat this out loud to also and embed it in in yourself. Last but not least is to feel it. Okay, see it, say it, and feel it. So it means here that in order for those beliefs and goals to really drop inside at the deepest level, you have to connect with the emotions that are related to your goals, that are related to your belief. Okay. So what does it feel like when you are feeling confident, when you are not holding back, when you have this new job, okay, when you are able to invest properly, when you are being transparent and handling conflict, okay, what kind of emotions, and really take the time to feel those emotions. Okay, so again, it drops at a deeper level and doesn't stay only in this part of your body. It just goes all the way in every single cell of your body. Okay. Wow, 10:21. Okay, time is flying. So it's already time to recap, and I'm going to do it in a pop quiz style. So you have to be, well, I'm going too fast. So first question is, you can actually, you know what? We cannot see you, but we trust you. So you can answer out loud, okay? I cannot correct, but so first question is, what drives outcomes and behaviors? Please say it out loud, okay? Even if you, but say it. What drives outcomes and behaviors? I hope your answer was, yes, thoughts and emotions, okay? Second question is, what drives thoughts and emotions? Okay, I hope your answer was beliefs. Next question, there are 6. Okay, what is the first technique that you've learned today to surface a belief? Okay, I hope your answer was something around look for secondary gains. Look for benefits that you are getting from not achieving your goal. Okay. What is the second technique that you've learned today to surface a belief? Say it out loud. Okay, I hope that was something around look for patterns. Okay, if you find a pattern, it means that there is a program, there is a belief, at least one, that support it. Otherwise, he will not come again and again and again. Okay. Now, how can you download a new empowering belief and really embody, let's say, the goal you have in mind? Okay, so again, please say it out loud. That helps your body to remember it. Okay, and this technique is see it, say it, and feel it. Okay, last but not least, what is the best hidden secret that prevents you from achieving your goal? So when you put everything together from what I shared today, the best hidden secret that is preventing you from achieving your goal is actually all those limiting beliefs that are in your subconscious mind. Okay, I repeat, the best hidden secret is all those limiting beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind. And that's why, again, inner leadership, doing the inner work and going deep is so important for us to achieve your goal, to achieve our goals. Okay. All right. My goodness, that goes too fast. So time for you to decide. Okay, remember the matrix. Sorry if you don't know about the movie, but basically I'm just saying here, now you have this knowledge. What are we going to do with it? Maybe you take the blue pill. So it means you go back to your normal life, to your daily life, like nothing happened. It wasn't entertaining, but going back to being a slave of your limiting beliefs and your subconscious mind. Or you take the red pill and basically you invest in your personal development, diving really deep working on new limiting beliefs so you can let your best self rise and shine. All right, it's your choice now. All right, thank you so much again for your participation, for your attention. I hope you got something from it. Remember, okay, you are what you believe, and by being your best self, you contribute to, making our world a better place for ourselves and for our, the generations to come. So, if you learn something, I invite you to share on LinkedIn and tag me. That would be really, really nice. And definitely use this QR code to connect with me. And if I can support you in your journey, you or your organization or people in your network, of course, definitely please reach out. All right. Thank you so much. And I hand it back over to Sophia.
Right. Thank you, Laurent. Laurent, do you want to stop sharing the screen for the moment?
Right,
Thank
right
you.
Away.
Great. Thank you. So audience, please post your questions here. Right now it's Q&A. So let us see. Okay, it's great. I mean, a lot of participation from the audience as well. So this is your opportunity to ask Laurent if you have any questions on about the techniques. So you want more clarity, feel free to do so right now. And also what we intend to do is also to have slight more time, 5 or 10 minutes after this Q&A as well, for those of you who want to stay, you have more questions, this is your opportunity. So, right, so any questions from the ground? So maybe some comments from you, Laurent, first. So what do you think in terms of the, response from the audience in terms of, based on the questions, outcomes, and beliefs? What is the sensing that you get, or what is the main thing that you feel that people need to improve themselves or
yes.
adapting to the techniques that you have provided?
Yes. So I'm just reading through the latest comments. And yeah, lots of the topics are related not actually directly to the corporate world, but they still impact, of course, the professional life and the personal life. And I guess in the current situation, where everything is disrupted and there's so much uncertainty, people are feeling lost or stuck. So what's my next move? How can I recover? How can I find a new job? How can I take care of my family? And so consciously, people know actually what they want, or they think they know. Actually, they know, sorry. But because we are not used to really take the time to go deep and think about why do we think, or actually why do we behave the way we behave, then we keep repeating the same behaviors and we keep having those same similar thoughts and emotions. And so, of course, how can you generate new outcomes and new results if you keep repeating the same behaviors, the same thoughts, and the same emotions? So if you want a different outcome, what I'm saying here, it's you need to change also or to update, like we do for programs, you need to update also your belief system. And beliefs that have been working your whole life and have been serving you can be not relevant anymore for, let's say, the current situation. So we are not saying, oh, that's all bad. No, those beliefs have been helping you to become who you are today. But what people don't realize is because the environment has changed or because your goals have changed, then those beliefs are not suitable or relevant anymore. It's like this saying, this quote I love, it's like, what got you here won't get you there. Is there any questions here? No, I don't see any new questions. Oh, I see here. How can I stop being? How can I? Oh no, this one was earlier related to actually a pattern, I guess.
All right, I think there's one interesting comment here we have. Right now, she's struggling to direct career path to the proper direction as she's looking for job opportunities and this COVID situation making it worse. So it's only about career oriented, but I always nurture one dream within myself to help underprivileged people, to stand beside them, which not only needs willpower, but also needs financial stability. So here are my two goals and dreams, as you say. So these are great, dreams and goals as well. So any comments on that from you?
I just didn't see the comment. It's somewhere. I didn't catch it. So can you just repeat the what the goal is, please?
All right. So she nurtures one dream within herself to help underprivileged people, stand beside them, which not only needs willpower, but also needs financial stability.
Okay.
Right. So currently she's struggling to direct her career path to the proper direction as she's looking for job opportunities. And of course, the pandemic is not making it.
Yes. Okay. So, well, here there are different ways to look at it, definitely. There would be beliefs around, for example, typically it's like, do I believe that because of COVID, then opportunities are limited? That's a belief. There are people that have abundance mindset and believe that anything is actually an opportunity. And there are plenty of opportunities out there. So that would be actually something to challenge here. Now, also, another belief would be, could be, again, is my job, so let's say my dream and my job can be the same, or can it be different? Can I be paid? Is it okay to be paid, to actually help people? Or when I help people, it should be, pro bono from the heart. And so I'm not supposed to get money for doing this dream of, supporting people in need. But here again, you really need to look at, the thoughts and the emotions and then the beliefs that could be going against, let's say, the realization of this dream. Yeah.
Great, thanks, Laurent. So I think we'll continue the session, but for those of you who needs to leave for your next meeting, jumping to next meeting, I'd like to thank the audience for joining us today. And I hope, like me, you have learned a lot based on the two techniques. Practice it if you can, unleash the inner leadership in us. So Laurent can be contacted on LinkedIn, or if you need Spectrum to bridge that connection, happy to do so as well. So for those of you leaving the webinar now, so fill up the quick feedback form, and then hope you can join us next Thursday on the session with Pamela Chung, co-founder of the Better Group, on combining passion for coffee with social good. So for those of you who want to stay, and we have 3 more questions here, feel free to stay as well.
So there's one question about journaling.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
One. Yeah. So
they've been helping paired with affirmations to train the subconscious mind and build healthier habits around life and goals. Wonder whether you can share your opinion on what is the best method to reach your subconscious.
All right. So
thank you
journaling,
for that question. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, journaling, I think, is really a great way to surface thoughts, definitely emotions. And then when you actually analyze what you've been journaling, you can also notice patterns. So that's a great way to have things that are in your subconscious actually emerge. And probably also probably related to free writing, it's not having also too much the mind doing the journaling, but also let emerge what is coming and what is present. So best method, well, it's completely biased because I've looked at different modalities like hypnosis, like EMDR. It's when you do work with the eyes movement, there is tapping, there is different energy modalities. The one that works well for me is actually two, is Psyche, P-S-Y-C-H, then K, and then Theta healing. And Theta is T-H-E-T-A, and then healing. And those modalities work basically and specifically at going deep directly to the subconscious mind and looking at the beliefs that are there and actually transform them into supporting and empowering beliefs. But again, I don't want to preach for one technique or one modality in particular. That works for me. And I really encourage you to look basically also and find the one that resonates the best with you. Okay. What is the most effective way to talk or activate your subconscious mind to achieve a goal? Talk and activate. Well, actually, it's related to the same question. Basically, there are plenty of modalities out there. And again, so you have hypnosis, you have EMDR, you have EFT, you have Psyche, you have Theta healing, you have body talk. Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting. Oh, yes, you have so tapping. So yes, plenty of modalities here. Again, the one that works for me are Psyche and Theta healing. And is there a question? No, that's it. Two
there's one more question who says that, do you have other tips for updating our belief and pattern, given that it is so deeply installed in our mind, like OS or BIOS? I find it very difficult in updating it or even seeking out my blind spot. So this is about the three techniques.
Yes. Thank you for this question.
Stay and feel. Yeah.
Yes. So let me frame it a different way, because also what we want to say is really important for me for me to share that. It's limiting belief is contextual. Okay, so it means that a belief can be serving you your whole life, and today it's not relevant anymore. Okay, so I give you an example, like a personal example. So let's say I can talk about financial freedom. All right. And so I had this belief that the only way to be successful and to, be wealthy is to work hard, have a great job, and have a great pay. Okay. So this belief has been with my life, basically all my life. And so having this belief led me to work hard, study hard, and try to improve and get promoted to get better job with better salary. And it's been working well with me. And that's fine. So this belief has been supporting my growth all those years. But today, let's say today, I realized that, hey, there are other ways to to earn money, to take care of my family. And those ways are related to, let's say, generating passive income. So instead of working for money, have money work for me. So now what happens is this belief I had all my life maybe is not the best serving belief. If I decide, if my goal becomes to generate passive income. And so what I'm saying here to answer your question is a good way to update or to update my belief system is to look at just areas in my life where I struggle. If I struggle, it means that, and if I even notice that I probably self-sabotage, is that there is at least one belief that keeps coming up and preventing me to achieve this goal. So this is when basically the invitation is that there is an update required when you see patterns and struggle happening. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So I think I'd like to thank those who actually stayed on to listen from you as well. So thank you again, everyone. So if you have any further comments or questions, reach out to me or reach out to Laurent as well. And I really thank you. See you next week if you can join us for the next webinar. Otherwise, I'd say thank you, stay safe, keep well, and thanks Laurent too.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sophia. Thank you all for joining. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.